Hey, what's up, guys? Randall from Odds Jam back with you on Sunday morning here, going to see what's out there in the NFL halftime of the London game, Packers and Giants. So we'll see if we can find any live EV bets out there for that game. So we'll go ahead. I'm going to share my screen. We'll hop over here to the EV page. We'll see what's out there, at least as of right now. Dakota, good morning. How you doing? So we'll take a look. We can see here, I mean, there's quite a few player props that are out there. If that's something that you are interested in, this bet here, I actually just bet a little bit ago, Steelers plus 14.5, minus 107. I do like this play a lot. This is probably my favorite play of the week in the NFL. Steelers plus 14.5. We can see here minus 107 on PointsBet. If we look at that, we can see that the market as a whole makes this line or has this line at 14. And when we compare, two other very sharp books, BetOnline, Bookmaker, we can see BetOnline has that juiced to taking that 14 there. So this indicates to me that BetOnline may move this to even 13.5. So, I mean, if you want the Steelers at 14 in the hook, you need to lock that in on PointsBet right now. If you don't have PointsBet, then you can check the description below. Sign up bonus there. You can get signed up with PointsBet. Take advantage of that offer that they have. I believe it's 2 bets up to $2,000 that are risk-free. So Steelers plus 14.5 on PointsBet is a play that I have made that I think is a very, very strong play for this Sunday in the NFL. So we'll take a look. We'll see what's out there. Good morning. Good morning to you as well. Let's see here. Trying to see anything kind of main line here. Let's go ahead and take a look. Let's see what's in live in game. See what's out there in terms of live betting. So it looks like we've got under 51.5 on FanDuel, minus 122. Looks like that just moved. So that's no longer a play there. Packers team total over 32.5. That's pretty low EV there. So this already moved under 51.5, minus 122. I believe it's 20-10 right now. So basically under 21.5 second half points in that game. Let's see here. Brian, how you doing? Thanks for checking in this morning. Smokey the Cat, any player props that stand out for today? Well, let's just take a look. We can go over here. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the recommended filters. I assume you're wanting NFL since we're NFL Sunday here. So let's go ahead and just sort by football. That's one good thing I love about the filters here is you have the ability to narrow your search to whatever you want. If you're looking for a specific game, maybe, I don't know, maybe you're going to the Ravens game tonight and you want to place a bet. You can search for that and you can place that. Or maybe you've got people coming over, you want to watch the game. Again, you can search game by game. So sport, we're going football, league, let's just do NFL, and we'll see what stands out in terms of player props. So a couple that are out there, I mean, if you're looking to, let me change the market here real quick. I'll just do player props only. So if you're looking on Underdog, I know I gave this one out yesterday on my stream yesterday afternoon. Ezekiel Elliott, over 1.5 receptions, minus 137 on Underdog. If you do like a 2-leg entry, that looks to be pretty good value there. I mean, BetOnline's minus 175, Pinnacle's minus 184. Tyler Allgeier over 1.5 receptions in the Falcons-Bucks game. That looks really good as well. Minus 137 are the odds there if you're doing a 2-pick. No big odds, minus 142. So you're beating that. You're beating the average odds. Chargers, Browns, under 5.5 for Mike Williams. That's a pretty good bet also. If you're looking for specific bets in terms of just player props on the sports books. I mean, we can see here Mooney under 3.5 receptions is plus 133. Looks like that's juiced pretty heavily to the over outside of just Bet Online. So maybe not the best one there. Looks like that one moved. I'm going to pass on that one. Allen Robinson over 37.5 receiving yards. This looks to be pretty good. You're getting plus 114, average odds minus 113. Juwan Johnson, Saints Seahawks under 2.5, minus 105. This actually looks really, really good. To answer your question there, this would be one that I think has a lot of value. You're picking up minus 105. I mean, average odds minus 129. Pinnacle Bet Online juiced to the under. All of the sports books juiced to the under as well. So that looks to be a pretty solid play. Pickett over 17.5 rushing yards. I mean, that looks decent. I mean, if the Bills get that pass rush going, he's definitely going to have to do some scrambling there. Scotty, good morning. Yep, good morning to you as well. Let's see here. Dakota on DraftKings, Lamar Jackson over 1.5 passing touchdowns bet that's boosted to plus 150. So let's just take a look and let's see what that actual line is. We can compare it across quite a few books. So we'll go ahead and just see if we can find that player. Let's see here. Passing touchdowns. So Lamar Jackson, so the over 1.5, you said it's boosted to plus 150. So, I mean, that looks to be a really good bet. Bet Online has that juice to the over. Pinnacle has that juice to the over as well. So that looks like a pretty good bet, plus 150 on Lamar Jackson there to throw 2 touchdowns. So that's pretty solid boost there, Dakota. Any other boosts out there that you guys are curious about or have questions about, feel free to throw those in here. We can take a look. We'll see. Looks like live line Packers minus 1,400 at Caesars, Giants plus 1,100 on PointsBet. So looks to be that the Packers, somewhat have that game in hand. Brian, any plays on Bet365? We can take a look and see. Go ahead and change my state here. The thing with betting the NFL on Sunday, I mean, really outside of player props, the value is really gone by the time Sunday rolls around. And let me just show you one that's really the perfect example of that. And it's this Titans Commanders game. This line was Tennessee minus 2.5 on the opener. You can see it's down to 1.5 in some spots. It's down to 1 at a lot of spots. I mean, it's a pick 'em at some spots. So, I mean, Washington's favored on MGM. So, that just gives you an idea that if you're really waiting to bet the NFL on Sunday, you really have to do that early on. You can certainly get some value on player props, but like I said, if you're looking for kind of the main lines, you definitely need to do that betting earlier in the week. I mean, Sunday night, I know we've gone live here the last couple of Sundays. We've been able to see some plays that have popped up that have had some really, really good value. So, and that's for, the upcoming week. So let's see here. So Brian, looks like Smith here for the Panthers Niners, plus 150, under 1.5 receptions. Mahomes over 2.5 touchdowns for tomorrow night. I don't know about longest reception. That's kind of obscure there. Connor under 3.5 receptions, minus 140. This looks like a pretty good play. If you can find that, that looks to be pretty good. Fields over 13.5 completions. I mean, the Bears aren't throwing the ball a lot, but probably in this game today against Minnesota, I would assume they're going to have to air it out a little bit. So, I mean, those are, I would say, the top plays there. Connor under 3.5, Fields over 13.5. A little value on Ertz under 4.5. Not a whole lot of value, but a little bit of value there. Wentz over 10.5 rushing yards. One thing with Tennessee, I mean, he's definitely going up against a much slower pass rush than he had in Dallas. So, I mean, he's not going to be scrambling for his life, but he might be able to tuck it and run. Even money there, plus 100. That looks to be pretty good as well. Wentz over 10.5 rushing yards. So there's some plays for you on Bet365. Anything looking good for Thrive this afternoon? Let's take a look. We'll see if anything is out there for Thrive Fantasy. Let's see here. We'll look in a couple of spots. So Thrive looks like Teddy Bridgewater, David over 21.5 passing completions, has some value, minus 111, average odds minus 123. So, I mean, the no vig odds are minus 111. You can see it's not a huge play there, but Bridgewater over 21.5 completions does have some value. Let's hop over here real quick. We'll see if there's anything. Let's see here, minus 111. Yeah, so that Bridgewater one is the only play that I'm seeing on Thrive, at least as of this morning. So you'd need to couple that with something else if you were going to do that. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the middles page here real quick. This can be a solid way to make some money. I mean, Bills Steelers here. I hope that this doesn't happen. Looks like the lines just moved there, but let's see here. Nick Chubb over under. So this would be one here. So Nick Chubb over under receiving yards. So if you have FanDuel, you have DraftKings, and you have Bet365, this is a bet that you can make. So if Chubb has exactly 8 receiving yards, you would win both of these bets. Now, if he doesn't, you bet 110 and 100. You're not going to lose anything, but you have an opportunity to middle this. And this happened a couple of weeks ago. We had it land right in the middle and ended up hitting both sides on the Devin Duvernay prop. Same thing here, Singletary, if it lands exactly 51, there's a, Bet365, Betfred, Superbook, MGM. Joe Burrow, same thing. If it lands 272, Joe Burrow, this one actually looks even better. If you can bet this one, Joe Burrow over 270.5, under 272.5. So if Joe Burrow has exactly 271 or 272, you would hit both of those bets. So that looks to be a pretty solid middle opportunity if you have those books. Russell Gage receiving yards. We can take a look and see if there's anything out there for Russell Gage receiving yards. So we'll take a look here and see if we can see any value. All right. So Russell Gage looks like kind of split on his receiving yards. I don't know, Jeff, if you can tell me what book you'd be looking to bet this in, or if it's Prize Picks, Underdog, that would be beneficial. But in terms of his receiving yards, I mean, we can see that the market as a whole is sitting around 37.5. Pinnacle has it minus 119, juice to the over. So, I mean, when you look at this, the over seems to be a decent play. If you're able to get Gage on Underdog or Prize Picks, that looks to be pretty good. So, yeah, I see you just said here Underdog. So, yeah, I mean, I like that over 32.5 if that's the number you can get, which it looks like you can. The main line is 37.5. Pinnacle's got it 38.5. I mean, again, this is tough when you're looking at this. It's kind of hard to say, like, what do you value 5 yards at? But I mean, I would say 27 cents probably warranted. So this looks pretty good. Russell Gage over 32.5, I would say is a decent play there for Underdog, definitely. 2 and 5 yesterday. Yeah, I mean, with EV betting, there's ups and downs. I think yesterday I ended up going 7-8. So, there's ups and downs with it, but knowing long term, as long as we're beating the closing line, we are going to profit. So, let's see here. Let's go ahead and turn these recommended filters back on. We'll see if there's anything out there that looks solid. Actually, I need to change my state here to Illinois if I'm gonna potentially place anything. Not gonna be able to do it in Colorado. Let's see here. There's a Thrive. Who was that asked about Thrive earlier? Let's see here. Somebody asked about Thrive. David. So David, this one here, Jarvis Landry, under 41.5, has some value when you're looking at the average odds. It doesn't really have any value to the no vig odds. But you can see, Caesar's got it juiced pretty heavily to the under. That's a bulk of it though. So maybe not, but there's one potentially for you. Landry, Landry under 41.5 in that Saints game there. Let's see here. Steelers +4 in the first quarter against the Bills. Looked like that one moved. So, a lot of these are moving, as we're looking. So, constantly refreshing the page, looking to see what's out there. Carolina is interesting. Over 16.5 points. Points bet -110. No big odds -115. We can take a look at that one and see. We'll go in here and just see what that is. So 16.5. Not seeing anything there with Bet Online. This one's interesting. I think as good as the Niners defense has looked, Carolina has actually, and I know it doesn't mean anything because these are different teams, but Carolina's owned them here for several years now. I think they're 6-0 against the spread the last 6 times they've played Carolina. You've obviously got Carolina west to east, but I think that's a little bit San Francisco west to east. I think that's a little overrated though. That game I think is the later anyway at 3:05 my time. So probably not a good angle to throw that in there. So let's see here. Jeffrey, I'm not sure what you're saying there. If you can elaborate. Under 20 first half for Niners Panthers at -105. Got it earlier this week. So we can take a look at that and we can see, if that line is still a solid play. Obviously, again, these markets are moving constantly. So you always want to check on that. So it looks like you got under 20 first half. So it looks like the main line is 19.5, but under 20 at -105 is definitely a solid bet. You can see Bet Online -115 just to the under, Pinnacle -112. So that's solid there. Very, very good bet there, Dakota, on that under. So we'll take a look. We'll see if there's any ARBs out there, ways to make some risk-free money here. If you wanted to, Lakers Warriors today, if you wanted to bet that preseason, looks like that just moved on us. So -225. So that one's gone, but you can always check that out and see if there's some ways to make some risk-free money. So let's go back here to the EV page, take a look at the live in play, see what's out there. I need to clear my filters here and show all of the books. So looks like here over 47 in the Giants Packers. The under 51.5 earlier was a play. So if you're going to do live betting though, you definitely need to have your screens pulled up, your books logged in so that you can take advantage of those. This looks like a really good play that's now gone. So but anyway, just wanted to go live this morning, see what was out there. I've got the recommended filters off right now. Looks like the Bears on the money line have a little bit of value if you wanted to take a look at that one. +330, average odds +289. Bookmaker and Bet Online only giving you +280 basically. So that's encouraging. Two sharp books. with a much lower payout. So definitely interesting there. Kenny Pickett, that one has moved over 17.5. I think we talked about that one earlier. Let's see here. This one looks to be pretty good, but it's now moved as well. Zappy under 1.5 touchdowns. So again, I mean, you can see these lines do move quickly. I mean, you need to be on the page. It's Sunday. I mean, everybody's betting these games. Lines are constantly moving. So you have to be quick, especially on Sunday mornings. Everybody's got those sports books pulled up, taking advantage of all of those good betting opportunities. So appreciate you guys tuning in. I will be back tomorrow at 2 Eastern on this YouTube channel. So if you want to tune in, we'll see what's out there for Monday Night Football. Might be back later on this evening. Daughter has a birthday party that she has to go to, so may not make it for my typical spot before the Sunday night game. But if not, Matt will probably be here to take you through some bets, or Alex. So appreciate you guys tuning in, and I will see you tomorrow at 2 Eastern.